The supplies you need are easily found around your house. For regular Zentangle, I use a 3.5-inch square that is actually an official tile for Zentangle. You can use computer paper, you can use a blank page from a journal, you can leave the page in the journal if you want to make your own journal of Zentangles. It's up to you. Along with the tile, I'm going to use a micron pen, black. It's a marker, but if you'll notice it has a very, very tight tip, not a brush marker. You can also use, as I said, a pen that is black with smooth ink. You could use a felt tip marker, a flare pen. You will also need graphite. I have a full graphite pencil here, but you can use a regular number 2 pencil. And as you can see, I have a tortillon, and that's used for blending, but you can use a Q-tip, your own finger, you can use a piece of Kleenex on your finger, or even a small piece of paper towel. Now we'll be doing the official Zentangle tangle called Shattuck in a monotangle. When beginning any tangle, tile, you start by putting just a dot in each of the 4 corners. The next step is to simply join the dots into a square within the larger tile square. We're not going to be perfect and straight. Perfection isn't an issue in Zentangle. Now I have a drawn square within the square of the tile. I am now finished with my number 2 pencil or my graphite, and I'm going to get my marker with the harder point, or your black pen, or your flare pen, whatever it is that you're using. To do Shattuck, you start out with one line from one side of the square to the other. And notice I'm not worried about straightness. I'm going to do another pair. Start down here, bring it up, and again I'm going to mirror. When you mirror like this in Zentangle, we call it aura-ing. It's an aura. There's my aura. And that's step 1 of Shattuck. In the next steps, you're working inside between the sets of lines. In this instance, you start with one set of pairs, and you just build a loop, kind of bow out, connecting them. And now we're going to aura that bow. Our focus is on our line work, slow and steady, breathing in and out. Once this is full, we go in another direction and bow the other way. Notice I'm moving my tile around. That's so that I can draw more comfortably. Spin them all around. And again, we're aura-ing. Relax breathing. Slow line work. Quiet mind. And I'm going to go the next direction again, matching this original. And I'm aura-ing. And aura. and aura. Going out again, stopping at the pencil barrier and mirror, aura. Going out again. Taking your time. Going out again. And aura. Going out again. Now I'm ready for the second set of lines. It doesn't matter if I bow this way again or if I go this way. Doesn't matter. But I am going to go this way because then that will eventually create kind of a scallop. So I'm going to aura. Breathing in and out. Inhale, exhale. Focus on your lines. I'm going to go this way. And this way. Remember to go slowly. Take your time. Focus on your lines. Quiet your breathing. Even pressure. Even stroke. Gentle breathing. And I'm ready for my third set of lines. If I go this way again, then I've got scallop. And I think that'll look nice, so that's what I'm going to do. You might like going a different direction. It doesn't matter. Careful line work. Stopping at the pencil line. I've finished my Zentangle basic. So I've completed Shattuck, a monotangle on this card. If you want to, you could fill in this and you could fill in this. I've chosen not to. It's entirely up to you. So what's next? The final step in any Zentangle is shading. And shading for Zentangle is intended to show layers. So, with my graphite, remember, you could be using your number 2 pencil. I'm going to start, and you just go very close to the line that you think is above the others. I'm going to go over here. these lines first, the double lines. I see those as on top of everything else. And you're going very, very close, and you're kind of laying down a very nice layer of graphite. Doing it on both sides. You notice me kind of spinning my graphite. That's so that I get the sharpest area closest to the line. Once you have your graphite, I do this in a circular motion with my Q-tip, finger, tissue, paper towel, so that the darkest part stays close to the line, and then it progressively lightens further out. And that creates a shadow. And that shadow insinuates depth. In smaller, tighter areas, you can kind of expand a little bit. And this creates dimension. And use that tingle. Notice how that brings these lines out. And don't worry if your tips get kind of messy. That just puts more darkness down and gives you a really nice layered effect. Now we're not finished. There's other places that we can layer. For example, each of these bow aura places. The more graphite you put down, the stronger the shadow. Again, I've laid my graphite down, so I'm picking up my tortillon. And again, coming in to blend. You can pull graphite any direction you want. Notice I've gone back and I'm kind of pulling it in a rounded way to bring it out further onto each level. I'm going to try and pull it a little lighter as I get to the center. Make it a rounded motion so that this mimics the rounding of each of the layers. Leaving it as dark as possible where they meet, where the two edges meet, and then fading, fading, fading away from there. Keep your edges as crisp as you can. Brings it to life. And I like to also really darken the outside edge, as if this tangle is on a platform above my towel. And here I like to bring it all the way to the edge, but again, let it feather and lighten as I get to the edges. Staying much darker. Staying much darker close to the edge and feathering out. Notice the lines then that we didn't use of the original box just kind of disappear. you don't think it's dark enough, put some more pencil down. Doesn't matter. That creates your monotangle. The only thing left is to sign. I generally like to sign and put the year. I don't put my signature. I have a sign called my chop. And that's my chop and the year. And that is your mindful moment.